Vanakkam. Hello everyone. Welcome to catia-vba automation video series. In this series, I'm making catia-vba macros and I'm teaching how to use that recorded macros for our application oriented. Okay. In today's videos, I'm going to make catia-v5 instance renaming macro. This macro will be helpful for the engineers who is working with big assemblies, like they having more than hundreds of instances. Then this macro will be helpful. Okay. Before moving to the video, I want to give you the hint. Like this video is recorded in a single stretch. This video will go for more than half an hour. I thought of cropping it and doing it as a two different two parts, but I feel like by doing this I'm not giving complete information, because sometimes I make mistake or I create mistake purposefully to make you understand why the how the mistakes are happening inside, like when you are trying to create codes, what mistake we generally tend to do and how to resolve them. So this will help you guys to understand better. Okay, let's move on to the video. Okay, I've created an assembly which has four parts, like you can see part 1, part 2, part 3 and part 4. And the part 1 has one instance, part 2 has two instances, and part 3 will be having three instances, and part 4 will be having four instances. All the instance naming are perfect for based on depends on the industries. For some industries, this naming convention is perfect because like part 1.1 is fine and the number ends with the number of instances. Like in the part 4, like there are four instances like dot 1, dot 2, dot 3 and dot 4. Okay, here we have only limited parts. Like as I said before, if we have more than 100 or like 200 parts, then we cannot check each part their instance naming and we cannot correct them. So we are creating this macro. So mostly what I will be doing is I will be recording the macros and I will try to reuse them so that you guys can easily follow the procedure. But before I do record the macro, I want to give you the hint of introduce a new concept called array because without the concept of array, we cannot learn this macro perfectly. Okay, now I'm moving to catia-vba screen so that I can start teaching you the purpose of the concept of array. You guys can Google it, the concept of array, and if you know any programming languages, then you guys will must be familiar with it. Dim. So I want to give a name. So I'm going to give like a sorry, I'm trying to give like a one. So of 0. By doing this, I can created an array concept which has one value in the array. So I'm going to define the value like array 1 of 0 equal to high. Some engineers start the array process from 0 and some starts from 1. So it depends upon you guys. But in generally, the array always starts from 0. Whatever the value you give, like example I'm giving like here 5, which means the array can hold total 6 values, not the 5 values. Why 6? Because it always starts with 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay guys, now let's enter the value. So I entered like, so why I need to create this array? Because we sometimes want to create a list of we may have a parts and we want to create a part list so that we can cross check with other parts or something. So in this case we want to use it. So when I create like an instance renaming macro, then you guys will be familiar with this concept. Okay, I'm going to introduce for loop here for x equal to 1 to 5. Next. Okay. Now I'm going to do get the values for the arrays. Like I'm going to say like a array of 1, maybe this is wrong, array 1 of 1 equal to x, or I may give like, sorry, not 1, it should be x. Okay, I'm going to introduce one more string here, like message equal to this is going to give the final output of whatever the arrays values it received. So I'm going to say what I can give the best words or the sentence. Okay, the stored array values are, okay, whenever it passes inside, I'm going to make message equal to message, and I'm going to copy this array of x, and I'm going to give like string, comma, one space, double quotation. To define this message is a string, I'm going to give like d. Okay guys, for the guys who doesn't know what is string is nothing but it can be like a alphanumeric characters or any special thing, special characters which can be utilized. Okay, and the most of the times what we use is string, integer, decimal, double, everything. So if you are going to get the values as an integer, then we can mention it as dim s as x as integer in this case. Okay, so it starts storing the value, and I want to pass display the value. So what I'm going to say is message box of message. So in this step, there will be a pop-up which will be appearing in catia stating the sentence stored array values are, then it will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's check it. Sorry guys, it's sometimes when you are in the editing window, then you may prompt with this message box or something, then we can select the right module. In my case, I'm using the module 1, so I'm clicking module 1 and clicking run. Okay, we can see the stored array values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and comma is at the last because we gave comma and we have not given any special condition to define like if x is equal to 5, then eliminate this or something. So yeah, this works fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to, okay, I'm not going to do that, so I will try with one more information. So instead of passing the information as x 1, so I'm going to get an input box. So I will say like example input box. So what is that? Enter array value, then title, I have to give double quotation, array. I'm going to store this value here. So whenever it enters the loop, it's going to pop up a message asking for array value. Let's say it. Okay, enter the array value. It's first time, so I'm going to give like I'm going to utilize my name Ganesh, then debug, then Rajendran, Sasi, then one more name, Rajesh. Okay. See, the stored array values are Ganesh, Deepak, Rajendran, Sasi, and Rajesh. So whatever the values we are trying to enter, so we are able to store it. Okay. Now I'm going to change this value to 6 and try what is going to happen. Okay. Again Ganesh, Deepak, Rajendran, Sasi, Rajesh, and last one, what I can give, Hari. It's showing an error, so let's click on debug. See, here it's throwing an error, and let's check the x value. X value is 6, that is array of 6 is not accepted. You guys can recollect why it is not acceptable? Any guesses? If you guys found, yes, this is the reason. We are given the maximum limit as 5. So when it crosses 5, it throws an error. So it is always not suggested to give the limit the values. Sometimes we want to redefine it. Okay. If you know clearly how much what are the how to say, the exact word is like, if you know like that I'm going to store only 10 information or like a 10 part number or 10, if you know the exact limit, then you can give the exact limit here. If you guys don't know the exact limit, then we have to use different thing, that is redeem. What this redeem does, this redeem allows us to modify the value of 5, but when we give like a redeem here, I prefer to give only 0 here, because I can change the value at any time, so I'm only giving 0. So but I have to increase the value of array value, like currently it is in 0, I want to increase to 1. To do that, redeem, again I'm defining reserve array 1 of x. I'm changing the x value. So now I did it. Now I'm having the example box, example value to receive the input box to receive the values, and now x I'm having this. So now it's everything is clear. Now let's run the code and see. Ganesh, Deepak, Rajendran, Sasi, Rajesh, Hari. See, now it added the last 6 value. Okay. If you guys don't know the limit, then you have to use redeem option. If you guys know the limit, then we can give dim. So this is a major difference. So now what I'm using is a one-dimensional array. There are two-dimensional array and three-dimensional array. If you guys want to use two-dimensional and three-dimensional, so you guys try it at home. Okay. Now I hope I have taught you the array concept well. So now I'm going to the macro area. Guys, one more thing I want to tell you, like I never tried this before, like I have done for my work, but before starting this video I never tried. So I'm going to do lots of mistakes. You guys can learn from my mistakes also. Okay, I'm going to make a concept like my first instance should be given with the name hello.1, and second will be like, now I'm moving to the third, but let me show here, it should be hello.3. Okay, this is concept, because I go step by step. So by when we start to create this, then we can understand the first concept, then we will move to the next concept in the coding only. Okay. To do that, now what I'm going to do is tools macro, start recording. So I'm going to record it. So what's the name I'm going to do is name 1. Okay, let me click on the part now and rename it. Okay, okay, hello.2. Okay, only one is enough. Like then we will do the corrections in the code. Tools macros, name 1. Yeah, we are going to edit. Okay, this is the code. Simple, right? Yes, it will be simple. Okay, let me explain here because this code is very simple. So it will be, if you guys understand this, then this will be helpful to for in the next video also. Like product document. So what we opened is a product document. So the system recognizes it like and it says like product documents, and we are defining the product document as catia.active document. Whatever open in the catia window will be considered as a product document and it is active. So when we say product document, then we have to define them properly. So we are defining them as product, like product 1 is equal to product document 1 dot product. Okay, then we are defining products. So the product is like the children's category. So dim products as products. So the what is the products here is the product 1 is equal to product 1 dot products. You guys may get confused, like I may open them parallelly to show you guys. Okay, here this product document says the catia window, whatever it appears, it says that based on the window it says recognize this is the product document, and then it says product, first of product. The first product in these cases will be this one. Guys, it's no need to confuse with the name, like even I can change with this name to anything like a product 110, still the code will run because the name is not related here. Like I will mention where the name is mentioned here. Okay, then it comes to the products which says complete this list. There are total 10 elements. All these 10 elements will be mentioned here and all these 10 elements are represented here. Okay, then comes the product 2. So the product 2 is nothing but like a products 1 dot item. So whatever the item is comes into that. Then I'm changing the name. Instance name will be represented as dot name. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one more code here, like for x equal to 1 2 products 1 dot count. I'm going to count the products. So in this case it's going to be 10. So whenever I give for, I have to end with next. So I'm giving that next. So now here whenever we start with a for, like we can directly give here, like instead of naming we can directly give as x so that it will be counted. So okay, in this case this information like up to here is constant and this 2 is not constant, so it will keep on changing. How it's going to change is, so I need to add one more thing. So it's nothing but x with respect to x. So I'm going to give x. And finally, I'm going to say product 1 dot update just for the system to recollect. It need to update the screen or something. Okay, let's run it. If you guys have trouble, then you guys lot to learn. It updated. See, changed. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Good. You guys may ask why I introduce array concept and I'm not using it here, and I may start doing that here. For doing that, I need to store the part number first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to store part number. So these codes I don't need right now. So I'm just going to change it to command mode, command line. Okay, what I'm going to do is I need to store the part number. So before that I have to define an array. So dim array part number of 0 and simply define like array part number of 0 equal to I, because I'm not considering these as a valuable one, so I'm just always give like hi. And if you guys are so specific that you guys know that you are going to collect only strings, I can say like as string, or if you guys know you are it's going to be integer, then you can give integer. So in this case I'm know like it's going to be string always, so I'm going to give us a string. Okay, if I give other than any value other than string, then the system won't recognize and it will show an error. Like we may try an bugging later. Okay, how to get the part now? So just a moment, I'm processing in my mind. Okay, now I got it. So to do that, maybe I need this step. So I'm taking this step. Okay. Just a moment, one more second. Sorry, I need it little more. Okay. Product 2 dot part number. Okay, by giving this code I will get the part number, which is number nothing but the part 1. So what I'm going to do is here I know the product, so I am going to get all this number. But if I'm going to say like I already have part 2, and if I'm getting again part 2, then I have to skip it. So to do that, so I'm going to use the array concept. So how I'm going to do is, first I will store all this part number in one array. No need, I can compare it here. So how I'm going to do the comparison is, here is okay, if first is will be always this one, if x equal to 1, then okay, and if maybe later we'll change the code. In this case, this one I have to read in the code, so I'm going to reading. Okay, I missed it here. Reading. Okay, I will change it later. Array part number of 1, because it's always be 1, so I'm giving 1. But to do that better, I'm going to introduce one more term, like one more integer inside the code. So that value I'm going to use it like y equal to y plus 1. So if I'm not giving any value outside, then defaultly it will be y equal to 1. Okay, then I take this value to here. So by doing this, I will get the first part number, but I need to check the second part number, compare with that. So to do the comparison, so what I'm going to do is, so before that I will give here like a reading, so that I can do this. Okay, yes, I missed it. Being preserve. Okay, else. So else condition. So I want to find the array value, like how many numbers are there. So I am going to say like length of, okay, of array equal to upper. Okay guys, I think I missed this code here before I give this. So I believe like this is the code. Okay, let me try this and see like if there is, yeah, this is the upper value limit, and I'm going to lower bound, so minus, to close it. Now it will be fine. Okay, what it's going to do here is like it's going to compare and give like a, what is the value over here, like the limit, like upper bound, like in this case will be like a initially it will be 0, this will be always 0, and the upper bound will be the maximum value. When I come here it will automatically change to 1, so here it will be 1. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a condition, so giving tag, so that it says like a different set of code, so that I'll give the format if, okay, just a moment, I always do this, so guys, I always like to copy, not use the same thing. I better give not equal to, so I can give like this. I just forgot the code, so I'm just going to give like, comparison, like the codes, like, okay, this is the not equal, I'm correct. Guys, recently I was working with the two different software, so just always getting forget. Okay, with whatever this one, I'm copying it. I'm going to change slightly here, like Z. Okay, you guys may ask, we don't have Z, so I'll explain. We have to introduce one more term, like a for Z equal to 1, 2. I'm just giving 5 to avoid popping up message, and I'm changing to this one, and next. Okay, let me maximize this screen, sorry guys. Okay, so now let's condition check this. The first part number is stored here, and it will be checked with the second part number. The second part number will be always constant, or when it's coming in the loop, and if it is not same, then it will run. Okay, let's do it here. Dot2 dot part number is not equal to 1. Then I'm going to take this one. I have to store this. So when I'm doing that, exit for, I'm correct, yeah. So when it is not equal, then the part has to be stored. When it is stored, then it has to exit the loop. So that's the concept here. So yeah, so I'm going to run this. So I'm going to get a message box here, like a part number list. So I'm going to do like, what is the best way? Just give me a minute. Okay, I will give message equal to message, and array of y, this one. Okay, to avoid pop-up, I'm just skipping it, and I will just copy this and this one. So I need this message again here, so I'm copying and pasting it here. Guys, I missed one more thing, like I have to increase this value, so I'm taking this value here. So this is inside the conditions I'm putting here. I hope I did everything perfect. So I want to give one more message box here, like dim message equal to a strange message equal to list of part numbers. So I'm going to create one more value here, like and comma and space. Okay, I'm going to copy this same here. Okay, by running this code, it should only pop up the part numbers. Run it. Okay, compiler error. Why it is reading previous? Okay, why? Just a moment. Okay, I gave extra y, so it's not able to recognize where it is. As I said before, like I'm going to make many mistakes. So when you guys are getting mistakes, just read the code so that you will resolve it. Remove one more place. Hope I removed all the places. So let me try it. Debug again. I'm having some problem. Yeah, y and y. So the code seems to be perfect now. Oh, sorry, I forgot to give the message box. Call the message box. Message box of message. Okay, why it's give only part 4? Okay, let me stop and check each time. Y is equal to y plus 1. Okay, this is fine. This should stay. Okay, guys, why I want to teach in this method is because I'm going to give you a new innovative like tips. So how I'm going to if I'm doing how I'm going to debug, so I'm going to press F8, so it will go line by line. So I'm pressing it. So first case, aha, this is the reason I put this message inside. So every time it creates new one, so that's the reason. Now I get it. So I have to put it outside, so I'm going to put outside the for loop. Now let me run this code. Yeah, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, again part 2, part 3, part 4, part 4. Okay, this is not the right one. Okay, let me cross check it. Okay, let me press F8 and slowly go to the list. Okay, first time it goes, so x is equal to 1. Okay, if x is equal to 1, then it should get the new part number. So I'm going to check the message value, like message list of part number part 1, so it's part 1. So then what is happens, check part number is equal to 2. Okay, part number is equal to 2, then I'm getting, so it's checking, yes, then it's checking length of this argumentation, so the length value is 1. So it's checking part number, this is part 2, this is checking here, and yeah, I was thinking something and I missed it. So this is because when it is already available, it has to skip the process, so I missed it. So that is the reason. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this as else, and I'm going to copy this entire code, and I'm going to give it here. And what I'm going to say is, if by any chance, if it is equal, then I have to skip it. So what I'm going to give is like exit var. Let me check. Again the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Why there should be? What could be the reason? You guys have any guess? Skip. If I'm not finding a match, then I'm okay. Okay, and I'm going to add one more thing here, and z. Okay, that is the loop value z. Just a moment, I'm going to copy something. Length of array equal to length of array I hope I don't need this line, so let me take it out as a concept. Okay, I'm just scrolling it for my reference, future reference, so I'm going to run this. Yes, perfect. What the two mistake I done previously is like, when the part number is already available and it's matched with the array list, then it has to exit. It's not happen. That's the one thing. And the second thing is, when I say the part number is not equal, so then I can save it, but it's not required. I have to say like the length of array is equal to z. Then that means like it has checked all the possible like previous list, and it says okay, it's not matching. Then I'm creating the adding the part to the list. Okay, now added all the part to the list. This is fine. Now I have to rename the instance naming. So to do that, again I'm going to create for loop I equal to 1 2 product. I'm not product like that. This will be like a product. I'm going to use the same thing. So I'm just copying this. whenever I give for, then I will give immediately next. So I'm going to call this instance naming, like to call that I need this code again, so I'm going to do this. But already I defined like a product 2, so I'm not going to use the same name, so I will change to product 3, otherwise it will show up an error. So I'm going to give as an product 3, and this product 1, let it be same. I can use product 2 also. If I'm doing that, then what I have to do is I shouldn't declare outside the loop. Okay, I will show it later. So now I declare, so I will get this instance naming. So what I'm going to do is, for I'm going to add one more for here, like for j equal to k, and we'll give 1 to 1, but this is for complete thing. Next, so here I want to find the length of this array. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this one again, and I'm going to use it here. I'm going to get the length of array. Okay, now I get the instance naming. So in this case, what I have to do is I have to match with this condition. So what I'm going to do is array of array number, part number of j, I'm going to say temp name, temporarily storing this name. So then part 3, so if temp name equal to product 3 dot name, then and if okay, so I'm going to introduce a new integer. So what ij k is equal to k plus 1. Okay, I will explain why I have given the new integer k. So when I give this, then what I have to give is like, yeah, I need this code to get this one product name. Instead of x, I'm going to give k, and 3, it's going to be 2. Instead of 2, it's going to be 3. Like the temp name, like temp name will be in this case, like example, like the part 1. So when the part 1 and the instance name is will match, then it will pass and it will change here automatically, and it will only, if this condition is true, then it will go inside. But one problem is, after this condition, when it's check for the array 2, like the part 2, it's again will start with like a k value from like 2 or 3 where it stands. So what I'm going to define here is k equal to 0. So when it's get inside first time, so then it will be like this. Okay guys, instead of hello one, like a hello this one, I'm going to give like a temp name, a part number itself, and k, before k I am going to give like one more thing, and string dot, that is missing, so I'm going to give that. Don't worry guys, it's because I never given this space. Oh, let's run it. Okay, part number. Okay, I made mistakes. Yeah, I given x, but x is not in here, x is outside, so it has to be I So now running the code. Okay, it's not change anything. This is product 3 and product 3 dot name, and this is 1. So why it not change anything? Okay, let me stop here and check what is it. Okay, on the first array value like part 1, so it's going to be part 1. So let's check it. Part 1 and k is equal to 0, and it's matches, and this one is hello dot 1. Okay, it's my mistake, so it's not name, it's dot part number. Okay, now let me run. Yeah, it's changing. Now let me run it completely. That's all, guys. I hope like you guys are able to now change the instance number, sorry, instance naming. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. And one more thing is like next video what I planned is like you may have some specific name related to part 1 in the Excel file, and you may need to call that file and check and update the part accordingly. So next video it's going to be like the same one, instance renaming, but from the Excel sheet. So it will take this information, and what I'm going to do is like here the instance naming is format is this one, but in this case I'm going to call the instance naming from the Excel sheet and store it in the array or whatever the format I remember at the time. Guys, I plan to do that on the spot. By doing that, that as I said before, I may get errors. By getting the error, you guys can solve it. Hope this video will be helpful for you guys. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos. If you by the subscription, I tend to create more videos. And have a nice day, guys. See you. Bye bye.